Okay.
Uh-oh. Are you frozen?
I'm right here, Gina.
Oh no.
I think we are on live. So if anyone can hear me, Gina's
Shuling.
hi. Can you hear me?
Ah, hang on.
Gina is having Wi-Fi challenge. So we're gonna patiently wait for
Okay,
her to come back.
we
Okay,
are
here
live.
she.
Having a little bit of technical difficulties. Shuling, can you hear me?
I can hear you
Can you
very
hear me?
well. Yes.
There we are. Okay, here we go. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties outside today, so hopefully everything goes well. We are live right now with the
Awesome.
beautiful and amazing Shuling Huang.
I think we lost Gina, but hi everybody. My name is Shuling, and Gina is such an amazing soul. So I really, really love to be on this show, and we will wait for her to come back. Whoever's watching live, I apologize that you have to look at my face instead of Gina's beautiful, beautiful face. So while we're waiting, I guess I'll introduce myself. My name is Shuling, originally from China. Oh, here she is trying to come back. Right now, I'm living in USA, Michigan. And here she is coming back. And I can hear her laughing really nicely, but I cannot see her face still. Oh, here she is.
I have
I'm holding the ground for you, Gina. And I think we lost Gina
no.
second. Oh, here she is.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you carried this. Thank you. I had to thank you. Outside was just not working. I tried real hard and it was beautiful, but it was definitely no.
I totally understand.
No.
Okay, we Gina is frozen, so here we are. It's I am alone again, I guess. Well, everybody, nice to meet you, and thank you, Gina. If you can hear me, and this is amazing. Thank you for bringing me on your beautiful stage and share this beautiful time with you and everybody else. For myself, I'm currently running a wine club, making yummy wines. I can hear Gina is making
I'm
squeaky sounds.
here. Okay.
Okay, Gina, I can see really hard.
I don't.
Oh, here's another Gina. Oh, okay. I said to Gina, I'm like, oh, here you are. Now I can see so clearly.
Okay, I don't, thank you for being so patient, Shuling. I don't know what is going on today. The universe is playing with me regarding Wi-Fi. Can you hear me okay now?
Now it's perfect. I can see your eyes.
Oh, good. Okay, and
Your
we're
beautiful eyes.
oh, thank you. So thank you so much. And you have a beautiful soul, which is one of the reasons I wanted you here on Meetings with Masters, because of who you are and what not only the beautiful energy that you bring to the world. You have risen above many things in your life to become the beautiful soul that you are, the one who gives back to humanity in big ways, the one who wants to make a difference in the world, the NLP practitioner, the $1 Million Wine Club founder, which I can't wait to hear all about that. I'm not sure what you shared without me, but I'm guessing hopefully you introduced yourself.
A little bit.
Okay, perfect. Well, I don't want to. Oh my goodness. Please tell me that did not just happen.
I can
Lord,
see you. I can
okay.
see you very well.
This is hysterical. I just went dark on my end. So, okay. And you had your first you told me it was a National Innovative Engineering Award. You
Yes.
co-founded the multi-million-dollar company in China when you were in your 20s, which is like remarkable. You're a multicultural citizen, right? Obviously, you live in Canada, right?
Actually, Berlin, Germany, and
Oh,
England.
I don't know why. That's
Suzanne
so.
is in Canada, and Suzanne is my best friend. So,
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
we have
Well,
same initials, so it's very easy to get confused.
that is a very good point. Oh my God, and I hadn't thought about that. Amazing. You are a happy wife, a proud mother, certified life coach, NLP practitioner, as I said before, and you learned winemaking at 2 months old. That is
That's
so.
right.
I want to hear all about it. So, let's start with, tell me a little bit about where you are. So you're in Berlin now,
I
and
actually I lived in Berlin for 2 years, then I moved back to USA.
oh, you live in the USA. Okay,
Yes,
you're in the mid central, right?
Michigan.
Michigan. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
And so tell me a little bit about your background, where you are truly from, where you were born, and what you've come through to in your life to become the amazing person that you are today.
Oh,
Could you
thank
share?
you, Gina. First of all, calling me the amazing person, that's my dream goal. And I'm right here where I'm very happy with. I was born in China from a small village, and when I was born, there's no electricity in our village, and the only source for our water is a well in the middle of village, and every villagers go there, have a little bucket, and to drop the bucket down and get water from well, and that's our only water resource. So that's where I was born.
Wow, small village in China, and you had to
In
get
the
your own.
mountain.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I mean, it sounds beautiful to me. It's a small
It
village
is
in,
very
in the
beautiful.
mountains of China, is it? Yes. And so you didn't have access to city life. And so you probably had to be working very hard as a young child
Oh,
to make.
I played
Yeah.
very hard. My
You,
grandparents worked very hard, and I played hard.
oh, you played hard. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. So tell me, so you didn't have to go pump the water. I'm guessing you didn't. Did you have to make trips to the water well and
I do.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
farming. Mm.
oh wow. Well, what was that like for you as a child?
I was so young, and I thought it was all fun. We would climbing onto the mountain and get wild vegetables for our meal. The things that
Um,
we fish the most is frogs, and it's really fun to fish frogs. It's pretty amazing, actually. Now I remember it. And
Catching them.
farming, yeah, catch them, play with them. Now I think I was cruel back then because I play with them, but back then it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh wow, that's amazing. And then were in your culture, did you eat the frogs? I mean, some people that's a normal thing to do in certain
you know,
cultures. I'm
you
I'm
are
curious.
right on the track, and I'm gonna keep that answer to myself.
Okay. Okay. Well, I know
But just
in
want I tried,
yeah. Well, I
and
know
I didn't like it.
no, I mean, I know that they cooked them, I when I was a child, some restaurants had them frogs. So
Yeah.
I was curious. So then what was it like as you grew up in your life, and when did it come into your life to that you ended up moving? And what challenges did you have that you
So I think back that I was sharing story with Lorelei and Suzanne. I was born as second daughter in my family, which is not so good for my family because that's our culture. Son is more stronger labor and can help the family better. So I was sent to my grandparents when I was 2 months old, and that back then I didn't feel any difference, but when I grow older, I realized I missed my parents a lot. And my grandparents loved me as much as they could, and it's a lot of unconditional love from them. However, I still missed my parents. And I moved back to my parents when I was 8, and they welcomed me. However, it was kind of strange to me, and I did a lot of things, want to please them as much as I can, and because I want them to love me, and I did it very well.
Yes.
My sister always get jealous of me. She always tell me, Shuling, I know that my parents love you more than me, so it's very.
Is that because, do you think that's because they had guilt? Do you think that's because they
No,
felt, no? Okay.
it's because I'm a very good girl.
Yeah. Well, they
I do
love
what they
you.
say.
Oh, that's
My
beautiful.
sister don't. My sister have very stronger personality, and she would say, "No, I don't want to do that." But I would say, "Yes, I'll do that," with big smile.
Were you able to, with that beautiful smile that you have and that beautiful energy? And so I'm curious, were you able to grow up with your sister? Like, would you come together as a family, but you couldn't live with your parents? I wondered how that worked. So was that,
Be
or you
honest,
were,
it was not easy at all. It was very challenging, and um, I, you know, I was at my grandparents' house. I never said this in public, but I was sexually assaulted by one of the relatives. It, it, I was only three, 4. I don't have a good memory, and it wasn't easy. But somehow I was dumb enough. It didn't hurt me very much mentally, and when my sister and I always had this friction that because she was not loved as much as she wanted to, and she sometimes take that on me. Not doesn't mean she want to hurt me, but she need a way to get that. She's sad and don't have that love she needs to for her, and I'm the lucky one. I only need a tiny bit love. It can last me long time, and so I'm very blessed. So my sister and we have good relationship, but it it could be I would be like want to love them more instead of being sometimes she is not so happy with the things I do. So I love her like very, very much. If she saw this video, she loves me very, very much. But sometimes it doesn't go, the way that we personally wish. I
right?
wish she hugged me more
Yes.
instead of other way around. So, and she wish I can be stronger for her, but I wasn't.
Right. I hear you, and that sounds, I wonder though, that sounds pretty similar to, it's sisters sometimes, but you had a different situation where you were separated for so many years. So I wonder how much that plays in to it, but we all have different personalities. So parents, when we bring up our children, we see the different personalities in them.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I did hear you say, that what you went through as a child, although it didn't sound like it didn't affect you as deeply as it might have affected others, it still happened. And so we have things that happen to us that create our reality at the time. And maybe in some ways she felt, maybe she some ways felt guilt for the separation or for what you've been through. I don't know. Do you think there's any truth to that in the reality? At the end of the
I
day,
think
you came through it.
every single of us carry different reality. It's our
Yeah.
personal reality. And for her, her life hasn't been easy. She was abused physically a lot by my mom. And that's
Oh,
why sometimes she take on me. Um, and she felt, even right now, you ask her, I am her little sister, and she is responsible to take care of me, which actually I never needed it. And from my point of view, I was always loving her and give her
mm,
whatever I can. So everybody, we have our own reality, I guess.
yes, yes, yes. We all find different meanings in different
Exactly.
situations, right? And
Yeah.
and I don't know about you, and I think because I know you're a coach, a life coach, and you've done um, the NLP, know that we have to find meanings that help to transform what
Right.
how we, how we go about life, right? That's one of the best things that we can do for any circumstance we go through, any trauma, any tragedy, any trial, tribulation. It's what meaning we give it that makes the impact in our world, right?
Exactly.
Would you
Exactly.
say? So
Gina
let's
said.
y- yeah. So what would you say then? Tell me a little bit more about how you came to be where you are today. I'd like to lead up to where we are, and then I would love to hear
Uh-huh.
more about what you're doing in the world. So, yes, please.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a step-by-step thing. When my sister and I actually co-founded that multi-million dollar company, and it was when we left the company, it was worth close to 50 million, and we both
Wow, that's
we both
phenomenal.
we both choose to leave the country to learn more and explore more. So I went to England, and my sister went to Germany, and our really just didn't have any specific goal. We want to just learn more about. Back then, I want to learn more about business and finance, and my sister want to learn about interior design. So we kind of separated, and that's where I started my independent life. In a
Wow.
way, I want to be independent, but I was depending on the relationship with my sister because my parents had a very traumatic divorce when we were young. My dad was almost killed by my mom's family, and it was tragedy.
Mm.
So my sister and I and my mom, we were abandoned by my father's side of family, and my mom went mentally ill. So, and she was abusing, mentally abusing, people around her even more.
Oh
So
my gosh.
yeah, she's getting a lot better now. Right now we can carry on normal conversation for 5 minutes, but back then it was very, very hard. So that's what
Wow.
made my sister and I, we just depend on each other no matter what. We
Mm.
just keep surviving. So we
That's
survived.
Yes. Let me just back up for a second because what you just said is a lot. I mean, that there is so much. There's a lot of trauma in that space, right? Because you're going through a divorce, you have a mentally and emotionally abusive parents. If they're fighting, and you said that your mother's family tried to kill your father,
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
just
yeah, I know, and I know that we don't want to go into all the sadness and darkness. However, I know that what that has probably brought you to be this most beautiful, amazing woman that you are today, who's so loving and giving, because we know I believe everything happens for a reason. But and um, I wonder, you were how old? How old were you girls at that point when
I was 15, my
oh, okay,
sister's 17.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
And then your mom having that mindset and that the mental place that she was in, of course that affects everything in
yeah,
your life and who you are. And so
It
Um,
lasted for 2 years. It was they started the third. I was 13, then lasted 2 years. Then finally things separated.
uh, and then when
So
they, yeah, and then
mm,
you girls were with your mom, and then did you go off to college, or did you stay? Were you having to stay in that sort of?
my sister did.
Okay.
She didn't suffer as much as I did. She was in a boarding school when everything happened.
Okay, well, let me just acknowledge all that you did go through because I mean, I know I'm acknowledging, but that's a lot of, that's what life happened. Life happens to for us. I believe that, and we overcome all these challenges. And again, let me just acknowledge you for being able to share that. So thank you for sharing that with us. And then your sister, everything you've been through has made an impact on who you are today. And so what happened then when she went off to college? Did you go off to college or did you go out on your own? Is that, and then how did you create a 50 billion dollar company in your 20s? Like I mean there's so much
Yeah,
I want to know, and I know we're
it was it was a lot of blessing, a lot of luck, and my father back later on back into our life, and he really want to love us, and he tried very very hard, and also financially too. So we didn't start from zero. Be very honest. we
okay.
we both finished. I was still in college. My sister finished the college, and we my dad bought a company. I think it cost 100K, maybe less, like close to 100K, a company for my sister to start with.
Mm,
Then I was partially involved. Then when I finished the college almost, then I we create basically my dad helped me bought another company. So what we did is he bought us company like with a potential beautiful future, and
mm.
my sister and I just need to put efforts in and run it to be more successful. So it wasn't just me or my sister. It was my dad come back in, and we learned a lot from him. He When we were young, before the divorce happened, he took us on business trips, and we learned so much. Like running business, basically, is like in our blood.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, because he's modeling it for you, so you get to see the drive that he had and the impact, and then
Yeah,
he helped you create that. So that's amazing. And I know that you're an incredible businesswoman. And then, so then
oh,
you're in your
thank you.
20s and you moved to England, you said, and then
Yeah.
you had some money and time to figure out what you wanted to do next.
Oh
It sounds
yeah.
like.
That back then, my sister and I always joke that we the only thing we have limitless is money. So
That's, that's amazing. And a limitless future and being and doing whatever you want in the world, you
yeah,
eventually, I guess we learn eventually in our lives, right? At some point for
yeah.
sure. If you weren't already, you seem like I feel as though were you already open to personal development and the awareness of, life happens for you and that there's no limitations except for our own self limitations.
That is really good question, because actually I never thought about self-development back then.
Uh,
It's always about learning skills, business skills, and it's all about learning knowledge, but never self-development until actually when I was 31 years old, I
mhm.
met my husband. That's
Okay.
where all my self-development started.
Oh, wow. Okay, so tell us about that. Where did you meet him? Were you living in England still at that point? And
I
then
was actually I was living in Germany, Berlin. Then I had a project in DC. It was gonna last 2 years, and he works in Pentagon
wow,
and in DC. So we met a New Year's Eve gala, and that was it.
that was it. Oh, wonderful. And that's wonderful. And you have children now, right?
Yes, we have three.
Oh, wow. And you live in the States, correct?
Yeah.
You said, oh yeah, we said that in the beginning. Sorry.
No
um,
worries.
and how old are your kids?
Our oldest is 24, and the
Okay.
second one is 20, and the youngest one's 5. I
Wow,
know.
really, that's really cool. Okay, so that's beautiful, and
Yeah,
I
very
mean,
blessed.
very, very blessed. I'm sure the big, so two girls and a boy, or two boys and a girl, or
Oldest is
all three?
girl,
Ah,
then 2 boys. Mhm.
oh, that's wonderful. Oh my gosh, they must love on that 5-year-old, huh?
Oh, they adore him. They spoil him.
That's amazing. That's good. Good. So then you moved to the States, and you now, when did you move into creating this $1 million wine club? And tell me about that dream you have. And I also, before we, time goes too fast. I also want to hear about
I
your
see.
your mission, right? That's okay. I'm not in a hurry. If you have the time, I'd love to hear about the wine club. So because the goal of this is that I want people to hear what you do, because I know what you do makes a big impact. And you have this $1 million wine club, which people definitely want to hear about, and also want to hear about your mission, what you're doing for humanity as well. So please share with us.
Yes, so thank you, Gina. I mean, now that you mentioned, I'm like, wow, I did a lot. So
Yeah, I
yes,
know there's more. I know there's more
yeah.
in there too, but
Oh gosh,
please
yeah.
share.
I think that everything started at basically, we talked about the multi-million-dollar company, and uh, it was 2015. I had my youngest boy in my belly, and some tragedy trauma happened back China, uh, of our business, and
Oh,
my sister and I basically lost all what we have created,
oh,
except for couple of assets. It's on our personal assets, and we basically lost that, the both company, and it was quite a shock
mm,
for myself, my and
mm,
my sister too. And so here I am, that what do I do? I was telling Mr. Canfield too. I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant, and I'm like 36 or something, and my husband that and we don't have a job because we were living so comfortably, like we never need a job ever again. Then when we realized we lost the 50 million overnight without any notice, that was pretty kind of shock. So
oh
okay,
my,
long story
yeah,
short, so I I had enough money to, want to stay with my youngest son, and give her 2 years, 100% attention. Then I start the work again. So I find a job in medical company, and it was amazing job. They give me like really high pay, really good position, and travel internationally. However, I missed my boy. I missed my boys,
oh,
and they missed me, and I was working pretty much 24 hours on international level,
wow,
just my phone by my side. And so
oh,
2018, my grandpa passed away, who taught me about winemaking. He's a
mm,
great winemaker.
mm.
So he passed away, and it reminds me how much I loved winemaking, and I loved wine. Still love wine, but never thought about like getting into wine business. And when he passed away, it just something clicked to me. Like I want to carry on his legacy as a
Mm,
great winemaker that brings so much joy, fun, and gathering and people connection to the world. So I resigned the job, and I started the wine club, and making wine. And then I want my the wine club. The cause is basically to based on the label is butterfly, because my
mm,
husband and I really want to make a difference to the world for whatever we do from now on. And we we are basically doing a lot of nonprofit organization wine auctions, help them raising the funds, and also donating cash, like as much as we can get out without affect our lifestyle. And now Susan, Jan, and I, we want to create a program is basically mentor and empower cross-cultural young female find a position in USA and thrive in this country no matter what life conditions they are facing. So, and I'm designing a label for that cause. It's called a Steel Rose.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, in China, it means that girls, females thrive under any life condition. So
yes.
So that's what I'm doing right now, having fun.
Yes. Well, that's beautiful. Having fun and helping humanity. I mean, the mission of just the wine club and what you want to give back to all different causes, and then to create this cause to help young women in China. So you want to help them come to the States and create a thriving life. Is that?
Yes.
Did I hear that clear?
We are thinking about right now, we started China, but in the future, we wish can make this program take to global. Just anyone cross-cultural move to here and or going to move to here, help them transit and find a position. And
well, can we one thing I did post about, and we didn't even get into that. I wanted to just talk a little bit about the racial. Did you have to, because of what we're going through right now is very impactful in humanity, and look at you, and we have people who recognize that we're all one and that we're all here to make a difference and make an impact. And I know that's who you are. Is there anything you want to share? Is there anything you would like to share about that and how that is for you to have had to overcome that, if you had to in any way? And, and I know that because of who you are, you're going to make that transition for people that are cross-cultural to come into America and create beautiful lives no matter what. But how was that for you?
That's really amazing. You literally penetrated into my heart. It wasn't easy at all. When I first came out, I had money, but I had no friends. And, I was rejected by basically both culture. Like, do I stay with the Chinese group and I don't learn English, I don't learn anything at all? Or do I come out without knowing anyone? And it was a long process for me to actually integrate with the new culture. And also, when I came out, I'm the pretty much like young, former generation came out, earlier generation. And I was considered as come from third world and developing country, whatever they call it. And basically, I remember I always tell my husband I was attacked by white drunk people. And I'm not saying white but it's just those people. It doesn't matter you're white or whatever color you are, they're just gonna attack you and basically yell at me, push me to the wall, says, why you're here stealing my job, stealing our jobs. And I'm like, whoa, I'm not here to stealing a job. I'm just here to explore the world. And what did I do wrong? And later on, I got basically, even now, I still get where there are people coming to me and says, so what do you think about, your government doing communist stuff like that? And to me, at the beginning, first couple of times, I felt sad, but now no more. I'm like, okay, well, if you want to get your job back, then just work like me. Be sincere to your employer and authentic and help your employer. Everybody gonna hire you. And you have natural advantage than me. You can speak perfect English.
Mm.
I cannot. I
Right.
can't even write without grammar mistakes. I'm like, you can. You're born with it, right? So now
Mm.
whenever I get this kind of attack, like including the coronavirus, you know, there are so many news about Chinese people made it happen to hurt the world, and which to me, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't have the facts. All what we hear is from media, but I'm not that person.
Right.
So what
Right.
I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep loving, no matter who attack me, who come to me, tell you Chinese what. I just like I love you, and I wish you can love back. If you can't, then I'll just keep safe distance from you.
Yes, that's right. Thank you. And that is what that is information for the all humanity, for all of us to one thing I love to say is I used to say this when I was coming out of my marriage, which was there was a lot of emotional trauma.
Yeah.
And I used to have to say to myself, it was an affirmation, I am unoffendable. I am unoffendable. It's like one of my affirmations, one of my affirmations I would say to myself. So I like to say that now is be unoffendable, become unoffendable. That is to say not caring what anyone thinks, even I never had to deal with what you had to deal with in that sense and racially,
Mhm.
but that you're coming from the most loving, giving place and you're doing the right thing. And that is always going to be the better way to go, no matter what, right? No matter
Yeah,
what,
for you're
had.
so right, Gina. Like what's happening right now with African American, and it's. Yesterday I was on call with John, one of my favorite label designer, and he's young American, Caucasian white, and he felt so sad. He said, you know, it's not about white or whatever color. My heart is the one. We are the one. And he was almost tearing. He's
Mm,
young boy. He's 20, 28, 20. And whatever color we are, whatever race we are, we have so many beautiful souls.
mm.
And I know when we get together, there's nothing can threaten us. Love conquers all. So
Yes,
that's what I believe.
yes, thank you. Isn't that a beautiful way to sort of wrap this up? And it's the truth. It's
Oh,
just the truth for everyone. It's that we know that's part of when you come into, being in that space of personal development and learning about yourself, coming into awareness about yourself and how you might be affecting somebody else or putting meaning towards something in your life. And who do you want to be in this world? I know for me and I know for you, which is why I wanted to highlight the beautiful woman that you are,
oh,
is because you're someone who wants to make an impact. You're someone who's giving, loving, like I said in the beginning, and just here to be the love that you're meant to be in the world. And I know you're going to inspire and empower others to do the same because when we be the change in the world, it starts to change around us. Our world starts to change around us, so you won't attract the negative. It's going to happen, right? We know that there's going to be challenges that happen to people, but as long as we're being the love that we want to be and intend to be, and being the change, that's all that matters. And I know that you are. So
oh, Gina,
thank you.
together because I'm so blessed to meet you and, you know, hundreds of thousands of my beautiful friends with me. And I'm just part of these movements and I want to be the good part.
Yes, thank you. Well, I will say, I want to mention that actually we met through the Unblinded movement. We also both have had some training under Jack Canfield. You talked about him being one of your biggest mentors and guides in your life. And so we met through this Unblinded community that I was just speaking of, which has made a big impact. We are, and it's all about being um, influential with integrity, having integrity in
Right.
everything we do and everything we say, and being a part of the greater good of humanity. And that's what this is. That's what I want to bring to the world through
Yeah.
this platform, meetings with masters, people who are being who are mastering their own lives and their challenges and traumas, and are out there helping others and empowering, inspiring others to master theirs as well by being the change that they are. So
And Gina, can I add
thank
one
you.
more thing that you really inspired me before this? I know the time is gone, but
That's
I
okay.
just including Unblinded and Jack Canfield, Tony Robbins, and what we try to do to make a difference. At the beginning, there will always be a friction,
Yes.
and just keep loving, keep going, and we are the one make things better. We are the one can take that friction away, become frictionlessness, and
Yes.
that's what I want to add.
Thank you. That's
Thank you,
wonderful.
Gina.
That's important. That's so important. We are all one. We can collaborate and become frictionlessness. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Gina. You are
for
such a beautiful soul.
Thank you. You are too. And so people can check out it's called the $1,000,000. Just tell us where they can find what you do, and I'll post that information when we're done here as well.
Okay, you can go to www.milliondollarwineclub.com, or just contact me on Facebook or through Gina. Would love to
Yes.
hear from you and any thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
create
beautiful.
another successful world for
Yes.
ourselves and for the world.
Yes, absolutely. Empowering ecosystems unite here. So,
Yay.
yay. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks for being here, Shuling. I'm honored and grateful. And I'll see you all on Friday. We're going to have another meetings with masters with Nate Zelenak, who's also from Unblinded. And I can't wait to have him here Friday. So, okay.
Yay.
Bye, everybody. Thanks again.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, everyone.